Everyone can hear, yes? You remember we started talking about new assignments yesterday. I picked Benson from regular show, and he would be screaming. Now, a good thing about Benson is mostly primitives. Um, remember, these are the two images I put in yesterday, and I've modeled him, and for this type of animation, all as separate primitives. There's a little tiny bit of modeling here for the slot, but most of it is just separate primitives. Uh, there's a reason for that, a big reason. Um, we're going to learn an animation technique today called forward kinematics. Um, Kine is like cinema. It means motion. And matic is automatic, so automatic motion. This is called forward automatic motion. This is an early animation technique from the 1980s or so. It has very specific rules. I'm going to show them to you. Let's go to our course guides. Okay, on my course guides, how to forward kinematics. 4 steps. Arrange my objects, that's actually the modeling. Position center points, that will show you parent them and then animate. We're going to look more at these last 2 today. Now, arranging objects is, I'm going to go to 5, which is object mode. Just making everything a separate object. You'll see they're over here. What they aren't is they aren't named. This is a lot like a closet, this item list, and like a closet, it can get very messy. Naming them will make everything easier. That's called body, that's good. That's called head, hat. We're going to call that antenna, and if I just double click this, it should let me rename it. Antenna, good. We'll call this antenna cap. Notice I don't use spaces. Spaces create problems, folks. Remember that. We'll call that left arm, and I'm going to right mouse click, rename. We'll call this right arm. And again, you have questions, do say them. Let's see what else we got here. That is going to be right eye. And that'll make this left eye. We got the arms. What else do we have? Let's see. Oh, yeah, your coin slot flap. Which, well, I never thought about it. There might be something genital going on there, but it was a kid's show. Actually, that's not the coin slot. We'll call it flap. That'll work. You are, we'll call this candy return. What else do we got? We have a left leg. Yeah. Rename. And we have a right leg, I bet. Let me just select it. Yep. Rename. Good. What's this over here? Oh, that's his nose. Okay, now everything should be named. Now, if I had to add something else like a hand, and we'll put a hand on here just to show you, I would be using my plan views to work more quickly here. Like that's the view I'll put hands on as just balls quickly. I would create a new mesh, which is an N key like that. I would pick my primitive here, and let's start to make a primitive like that. Hit the period on the keypad. and this is going to be a hand. And actually, I want that hand to rotate from the top, so I'm going to have it rotate along the Y. Good. I'll go to a side view here to move it. These plan views let me see more clearly that everything is laid out precisely, which is a big issue for this. I'm going to hit the period key on the keypad. We're just going to go back here. That's good. Maybe I'll even name that now. No, I'm not going to name it now. You know why? Because I'm going to duplicate that. Right mouse. Control Z. Right mouse. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And this is going to become the other hand by moving it over that way. Let's do it in a front view. That's the right view. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to hit the Q key, and we're going to name those now. Let's call this one left hand. Rename. Okay. And let's call this one right hand. Now I'm always talking about there's the 5 parts of animation: modeling, texturing, shading, animating, cinematography, and rendering. We did a lot here. We did a little here, a little tiny bit here. What we're doing now is here. This is the animation part. And all of these are separate jobs. You might find you're more into this part than this part. You might find you're more into this part than this part, so on and so forth. Try this with even a simple case. Even if you're not using it right now, just try setting up something simple, 3 or 4 pieces, and see if this works, okay? So at this point, I have everything named. I now, if I go to my list here, oh, that's not it. Is it there? Is it there? It's there, okay. We've arranged the objects. We're going to do number 2, position center points. This is really important. There's a separate mode for this. There's 2 parts of animation. There's actually moving it around, and there's setting it up to be moved around, which we do in something called setup over here. The first thing I probably want to do is I'm going to turn off my backdrops. I don't need them right now. I'm going to select everything, and this is always a good place to start. We want to do a mesh cleanup, make sure everything's nice and neat. Good. And then we want to zero all of our transforms. That's something down here. I'm going to go to freeze all, and all these things that say mixed will now say everything is at 0, 0, 0. This is where we want to start. Okay, now we have to think about something here. And I'm going to start with the body. This is a big issue. Where do I want the body to rotate from? Probably from the hips, probably from, down there, right? So to do that, I have to set its center point, which is a special mode here. If I click it, center selection. Now this is an odd idea, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to do this in the side view. This is not where the object is. I'm going to click it and it will turn yellow. This is where the object will rotate from. I will show you what I mean. Let me move it to where I want it to be, which is there. Actually, now zoom in here. It's probably, you know what, I'll do it from the legs right there. Let me just check from a front view. We'll put it right in the middle, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to leave that mode. I'm going to hit the 5 key. Now, because I did that, watch what happens when I rotate now. I'm going to hit the period key so we can see it from everything. If I rotate this object now, it rotates from there, which is where I want it to rotate from. Control Z. The head, I'm going to want to rotate from the bottom of the head. I'm going to use the 2 key to go to a side view. We will go into center mode again, make sure that's lit up. Click this, make sure it's yellow. Hit the W key. Let's move this up to here. That's probably about where I want the head to rotate from. Let's check it from the front view. We'll say about there. Good. Okay. And I can keep going here. Let's work from the bottom. I'll hit the period key. We're going to select a leg. If I select a leg, let me go to, let me spacebar. Let me hit the 5 mode, which selects an object, and now we'll go back to center mode over here. And I know I want my legs to rotate from down there, so let's select this. Is this tedious? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if you mess this up in any way, by the way, your scenes can fly apart and never be repairable. So you want to do it very carefully. Check my side view again. Oh, that's good. I like that. I'm going to hit the Q key to drop it. I'm going to hit the period key on the keypad over here. I'm going to select the other leg. Actually, I should be able to select it from here too. Let's select right leg. Good. And then I could stay in this mode, which might make my life a little bit easier. We'll lift that up like that. Let's go to a side view again. Go to a front view. So you know, and I tend to use them, and it's actually one of the reasons the keypad is here. This keypad over here, the numbers do different things than over here. On this keypad, the 1 key is top and bottom, and if you look in the upper left-hand corner way over there, you'll see it says top and bottom. The 2 key, front and back. The 3 key, right, should be right and left. Shouldn't you be right and left? Well, it's probably right and left. And then the period key, the period key goes back to my perspective view. So I can very quickly change views like that, which can be really useful, especially if I'm doing something like this. Let's do the hat. Here's the hat. Oh, I selected it, which is good. I'm still in center mode. That's still lit up yellow, which means it will start at 0, 0, 0, or it should start 0, 0, 0. Yep. Q key. I'll get a side view over here. I'll hit the W key, and we'll put the hat right up there probably. Using my normal zoom in stuff. Go to a front view. Yeah. That's probably good for where the hat is. Let's get the antenna. I'll back out here. I'll click this so it's yellow. Hit the W key. We'll pull it straight up. Whoa, a little too fast. Want the antenna to rotate from there. We'll say right from there. Let's recheck from a side view to make it up. See, you got to check in all the plan views. Remember, if the plan views are right, meaning if I'm right in this view, and this view, and this view, I'll always be right in this view. Let's get the, what do we call it, antenna cap. I'm going to hit the Q key to drop, the A key to frame everything up. We'll go to a side view, select the center point. We'll translate it up to the bottom of that, like that. Let's look at a front view. Oh, let's top view will do for me. Probably around there. That's the bottom. That's the top. Good, good. That'll do. That will do. I think I have to do arms, and then I have to do his, what we called his candy thing. The candy return doesn't really matter because I don't think it moves. But just in case it does, better safe than sorry. We'll put it, we'll rotate it from there. And from here, but the candy flap is a much bigger issue. The candy flap should move. We're going to put it over here. Let's zoom in on it so we see right where it is. Go to a front view. like that. And now we should just have arms to deal with. We'll select an arm. Where am I? Right arm. Good. We'll click this, make sure that's still yellow. Hit the W key. That's the right arm. Now I want to make sure I'm on the right one. I'm pretty sure I would have called him this. We'll figure it out. If I'm wrong, I'll find out. Okay, now actually to make sure of that, I'm going to go to item mode. That's my right arm, good. And just to see, if I rotate this right arm now, good, that's where I wanted to rotate from. Let's select the right hand. Good. Yeah, we'll go back here. I have to go back to center mode. Make sure I'm back in center mode. Good. Select this. Ah. Put it over there. We'll zoom in on it a bit. Check my side view. It's always important to remember to check both views. Okay. Let's check the left arm. Let me push this down a little bit, then I can see more here. Left arm, left arm, left arm. Select it. I'm going to grab the axes to make sure we're pretty close to where we want to be. Go to a front view. Go to a side view. Let me check the other side too. Yeah, that's good. And now we'll check the left hand. Select it, W key, move it, zoom in, side view. Pull it forward like that. That's looking okay. I think I have to do the nose. Did I do the nose yet? Let's find out. I did not do the nose yet. Not that I think the nose moves much, but just in case. That might be okay if I get a front view on it, as long as it's in the front. Yeah, it might be okay with it rotating. From right in the middle there, if it needs to. I'll move it forward a little bit, like that. Good. And then I think I have to do the eyes. The eyes are interesting choices. Here's my left eye, okay? I actually want the eye to rotate from the center. So, selecting left eye, I can go to Edit. I can go to Center to Bounding Box. You know, I think I have to be in selection mode. 5 key, select the eye, go to Edit, go to Center to Bounding Box, Center, and that automatically moves it to the middle of it, which is where I want that to be. So that's quicker than actually doing it by hand. I'll do it with the other one too. Right eye, Edit, Center to Bounding Box. To thank Sheldon for discovering that. Okay, now if this is correct, which I think it is, and I select everything, see where all the center points are? This would be an excellent time to save. I'd hate to lose this work. Save as Benson 2, and I'm going to call this rigged, so we know he's rigged. Now I'm going to go to the actual animate window. And we're going to do the, we just did the Matic part of forward kinematics. Now we're going to do the forward kidney part. Good, I'm glad that didn't crash on me. I'm going to restore this layout because this isn't exactly how you'll see it. Restore, hit OK, hit OK. This is how you see it, and they do this to give you as easy of an environment as they can get. I think it's too simple. And so you know, we're going to be keyframing. This is part of the forward and the Kine and the Matic. What a keyframe is down here on the bottom, left to right, and almost every good animation program has this. This is called a timeline. This is going from frame 0 to, in this case, frame 120. I'm running at 24 frames a second. That's 5 seconds of footage. I want more, actually. I'll go to settings. I'll make it 480, which is 20 seconds. And you see, I now have this timeline over that time. And if I click down where the numbers are, this is the frame I'm on. The way keyframing is I say on frame 0, I want you to start here. And on frame 120, I want you to get to here. And then the computer figures out everything in between that. Now, before I can do that, I have to do one other step here. If you remember our sheet, let's find our sheet here. We did 1, we did 2, we have to do 3. Parenting the objects. The forward part of kinematics, forward kinematics, is grouping things together so they're controlled by the thing above them. This is sometimes called a hierarchical structure or a tree-like structure. It's the way folders look with files in them, where I could have a folder with a folder with a folder with a file. That's a hierarchical structure. I can do that with my objects too. Down here, they try to keep this clean, but if I click this, it should give me that old bar, which is what I want. Now, these hierarchical structures, like the trees, are called a parent-child relationship. The parent is what's on top. The thing I want on top is the body. The body's going to control everything. Now, what's going to go underneath the body? The head is going to go underneath the body. I just drop it, and it goes, and then I get this little triangle. If I open it, you'll see then we have the head. On top of the head goes the hat, and on top of the hat goes the antenna, and on top of the antenna goes the antenna cap. Now, what that means is that if I select this now and move it, watch what's going to happen. They all go together. Control Z. I have to get all of this into this hierarchical structure, this parent-child relationship. The left eye and the nose are going to be parented to the head. So we take both of those and drop those under the head. And the flap and the candy return are going to be parented to the body. I'm going to select both of these and drop them on the body. The right arm, left leg are going to be parented to the body. Under body, good. The left hand is going to be parented to the left arm. Actually, let's just do that here. We'll drop it under there. The right hand is going to be parented to the right arm, like that. The right leg is going to be parented to the body, like that. The left arm is going to be parented to the body. The right eye is going to be parented to the head. Now, if I open this up now, we have body on top. Underneath body, we have left arm. Underneath left arm, we have left hand. We have right leg, right arm, right hand, left leg, flap, candy return, head. Underneath head, we have right eye, left eye, nose. On top of head, we have hat. On top of hat, we have antenna. On top of antenna, we have antenna cap. That is a parented hierarchical structure. It's so damn good, I'm going to save again because I don't want to lose the work. We're going to call this Benson Rigged 2. Now we animate. Let's see if that's right in my instructions. It's not a bad video, by the way, but I should, you know what, I should just close that. That would be better. Well, that is better, I think. We'll go here. How to forward kinematics. We arranged our objects. We positioned our center points. We parented our objects. And now I'm going to animate. Note the big font I have for this. You have to do this in this order or else everything flies apart. Okay? You'll see. I mean, I probably won't fly apart, which is good, but if you do this in some other order, you can so wreck up a scene, there's no way to fix it. So follow this order. And now I'll show you the animation part by keyframing him. We'll make him walk a little. We're going to select the body. And we're on frame 0, and what we have here is this is location, this is rotation, this is scale. We probably won't touch it. We're going to do location first. When I click this, it puts in a keyframe, which is that thing right there. Now if I move him, we'll say he's going to start here. And then I'm going to go down to, let's say, frame 120. By 120, he's going to get here. Now if I scrub backwards, you'll see we have him moving. At frame 120, he'll turn and he'll walk towards us. Now you notice I don't have him rotating yet. I'm going to do that separately. I'm going to bring him towards us here like that. And if I go back now, this is the path he's going to follow. Okay? Now do the rotation separately. This is the rotation keyframe. I'm going to turn on my rotations. We'll start with them there. We have a keyframe there. We'll have him rotate slightly by here. We'll have him rotate, let's say like that. So he goes like that. And by the time he's here, we'll have him rotate fully towards us. Now he's doing that. Okay, now we actually, you know what? Let's give his body a little bit of bob. I'll start with his rotation back like this a little bit. And we'll say this goes with steps. You know what? We won't worry about that too much. Let's do the actual stepping part now. Let's select the leg. Notice I moved the body and I rotated the body. Everything else I'm just going to rotate. I'm going to take this leg here and I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to turn on its keyframes by clicking that button. And we'll start with it back here. I'm going to take this leg here, turn its rotations, turn its keyframes, start with it here. Okay, let's move them to, we'll say there, and we'll have them switch positions. This one will go back to there. This one will go forward to here. Let's see how that looks. And we'll have them go back by here. We'll have this one back to here. And we'll put this one over to, yeah, we won't make it go that far, over to there roughly. Now if I want to see how that looks right now, I can go over here. Notice I'm in a view called shaded. I might just go to solid so I can see everything. Turn everything off, and then I can hit the play button. And actually, I can tell those steps are too slow, but I can fix that. You saw me click this button to open up everything over here. If I click this button, I'm opening up what's called my curve editor. Every time I'm keyframing something, I basically have frames and times going this way, and I have value I'm changing going this way. This curve shows me that. So if I select both legs, you'll see that we have the rotations of both of these legs and all the keyframes on them. I want this to happen in less time. I'm going to move the keyframes. And I'll hit play and we'll see what that looks like. That's too fast. Let's see what that looks like. I think I can live with that. That looks okay. Now here's the thing, it would be a kind of real nuisance to keep doing that over and over again. So they gave me a tool to make it automatic. We have the rotations X, Y, and Z. This is what it's going to do at the end of this animation. I'm going to tell it to repeat. And I have these little pops here. I want to fix those. Good. Actually, that might do it. Now, let's say we go over to here and we hit play. Here's Benson coming up to us. Okay, now I got to go back again and let's get some other stuff happening. This is where I might want to deal with that bob. I'm going to select the body, and I think we keyframe the body. Yeah, we keyframe the curve of the body. So he starts like that. We'll have him get here, and we will rotate this slightly forward like that. By the time he gets back here, we'll have him bob back like that, just to see how that looks. And let's repeat that action too. We have body rotation. Let's, at the end of that, we will repeat. And again, what I want is I want to make sure that these don't pop at all. And how will that look is the question. By the way, this is what an animator does all day. They fake the way things look. Okay. Should I do the arms? His arm should swing, right? I think his arm should swing. I'm going to go back to the first frame. This is why they call it forward kinematics, by the way. You start from the back of the motion, and then you move forward. And so I first start with the translation of everything, and then I go back to the beginning, and I do the rotation of everything, and I go back to the beginning, and I do the rotation of one part, back to the beginning, rotation of another part, back to the beginning, over and over and over again. It's quite difficult. I'm going to select this arm and this arm, and we know we want them to rotate, so let's turn on their rotations there. This one, let me see which leg we're on there. This one will rotate forward. Oh, we have both of them, but I'll put the other one back. And then this one will rotate backwards. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. And we'll go forward one step. To there, let's say, and let's go the other way. This one will rotate forward. And this one will rotate backwards. Okay. Now let's see if we can cycle those. This window I can move around like I do any other window, as you see. Let's select both arms. And I can select them here, or I can select them here. Right arm, and I'm going to control select left arm. So I have them both selected there. I'll make it so that these are even, like that, and we'll make those cycle too. Now let's see, I hope they're not popping. Yeah, they're popping. You know what, I have to do the last, I have to go here, and well, let me turn off repeat. And I have to put them back where they're supposed to be. Let's take this one and we will rotate it back like this. And we'll take this one and we'll rotate it back like that. And now let's see what those cycles look like. If we select both arms, right arm, control select left arm, let's make them repeat. Little tiny pop there, meaning it'll drop otherwise if I go like that. Let's say that we're over here and we're waiting for Benson to show up. And we go back here and we hit play. I have a weird keyframe somewhere. Or else actually, who knows, maybe I'm crashing too. Oh, I know what happened. You know what happened? If I look at the body here, and I look at the rotational keyframes of the body, I'll bet you anything. Body, let's get me just my rotations. Yep. I put too many keyframes on the body rotation. And the big problem is right there. See how I can see that pop? I think, let's do that again. My easiest thing to do is just select this keyframe and this keyframe and delete them like that. And then I'll get to here and we'll rotate them like that. And you know what? That last rotation is oscillating and shouldn't be. That's my Y rotation. We want that to be constant. Let's, we'll go to default. And we'll deselect. We'll go to the beginning. And it's an average old day, and Benson is coming with a slight limp. Go yell at someone. What do you think? A lot of information there. This would also be a good time to save again. File, save as, Benson 2 rigged animated 1. Okay, give you a lot of information there. I'm going to step out. If you have questions, you can ask, and I'll post this.